emergency," announced the dispatcher. "One of the anchor cables on the oil rig's cable has broken, and he's in danger. He might even drift out of control. George, you must put a line on the rig. Leave immediately." What would George do, wondered Theodore. Tex had been so rude to George. Well, on my way," called George, gunning his engines. "Do something and fast," cried Tex. "Hang on tight," yelled George, hoping Tex could hear him through all the wind. But before George could start to pull, the wind twisted Tex around. With all the wind and waves, another one of Tex's anchor cables broke with a loud snap. "Help!" called George. "Help! Theodore! Help!" Theodore couldn't believe it. He thought George was angry with him, but now George was asking for his help. He went as fast as he could. Off in the distance, Benjamin Bridge loomed over the water. "Quick!" yelled Tex. He was headed right for Benjamin. Of course, Benjamin couldn't move out of the way. If Tex wasn't stopped, there would be a terrible crash. Tex and George were swirling in the storm, getting closer and closer to Benjamin. Benjamin was getting scared. "Turn back! Turn back!" he yelled. Theodore quickly saw what he had to do. "Oh no!" cried Tex. "I'm going to crash!" Theodore had his lines around the big legs of the rig in a flash. And then he went right underneath Tex. Well, a bigger tugboat wouldn't have fit under there. But Theodore is so small and fast and nimble, he pulled as hard as he had ever pulled before, trying to stop Tex from twirling around. Theodore could almost feel Benjamin behind him. "Pull, little guy!" cried Tex. "Hurry!" cried Benjamin. Theodore was pulling so hard, it was beginning to hurt. It was working. Tex had stopped moving. Now George could pull Tex in a straight line with all his might. George let out 3 mighty blasts of his horn, and 3 again. "Good tugging, Theodore!" he yelled. Theodore gave 3 happy toots in return. "Well done, George," he said. And Benjamin Bridge was pretty happy too. After they got back to Texas